told Jeremiah, before you came into this earth, I know you already. I have a purpose for you. I have laid out a purpose for you. And this is what he told him in 29 verse 11. For I know the thought that I think towards you, said the Lord, thought of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. You see, when Jeremiah was in trouble, during the time he was in the purpose of God, I always tell you that defining the purpose of God or walking in the purpose of God for you does not exempt you from trouble. All you need to do is be focused and continue to move. That is what is one of the principles here. Courage. But I'm not going to discuss that today. You can get the book and just feed yourself with it. For you to succeed, you need courage. For you to succeed, you need discipline. These are principles men have tested. But today we are talking about purpose. God told Jeremiah, said, look, Jeremiah, my purpose for you is to give you peace. My purpose for you is that at the end, you will get to where I have planned for you. So stop complaining and move forward. Many today are living on their own purpose. I put down here that knowing your purpose on earth is like a tourist visiting a place he lived before. The tourist knows all the attraction sites and the road to the attraction site. It is easier and quicker for this tourist to accomplish much in a few days than another tourist who does not know the environment. Neither has he guide or a road map leading to where he is going. Most of the time he could have used in enjoying his stay will be used in asking questions for direction, thus accomplishing less than the other tourist who is aware of the environment. You see, when you know the purpose of God for your life, attaining success becomes easy. The reason you see people beating around the bush is because they are taking wrong roads. They are doing, maybe it is this, maybe it's this way, maybe it's that way. And by the time they are following the wrong way, they discover, no, this is a wrong way, I'm going to take another way. They waste much of their years. I told people that recently that there are people that have lived on earth today without ever entering the purpose of God in their life. There are thousands and millions of Christians in church today without knowing the purpose why they are in the church. For God has a purpose. Every one of us are not called to preach. God has a purpose for some to be in the government. God has a purpose for some to be in politics. God has a purpose for some to be in business. God has different purpose for every one of us. But if you are going to be successful, the first thing is that you must discover the purpose of God for you, not your purpose for yourself. I put that most people on earth are living without a purpose, while others are living with their own purpose. Thus, they accomplish only what they know. Few people on earth have recognized that man was not created by himself. And secondly, man is on a mission on earth sent by his creator. That is why he has a limited time to spend on earth. Thus, going back to give account of how he spent his time here. If this is not true, there is no reason for expiration of his time here. And secondly, nobody wants to die. That's what I told people recently in a meeting. I said, look, do you think that millionaires, they want to die? No, they don't want to die. But God has placed death to prove to everyone on the face of the earth that he owns this earth. And he has given us time. And when that time expires, you have no right to stay any longer. If people can buy life, billionaires would have bought it. But that is where God proved to them that he owns this earth. That is where God proved that he is the creator. That no matter what you do, I am giving you specific time to live. And when that time expires, I am going to call you back. And what you did on earth today determines where you are going to continue. Because eternity is not the end of life. Eternity is another life. Eternity is the beginning of another life. Why? I always put it this way, that look, the same way the womb of a mother opens the door for you to come and live in this earth, that way death opens the door into eternity. So eternity, in short, it is very, very foolish for anybody to think that we are just human beings, that when you die, life finishes. And that's not true. It's only a stupid person that thinks like that. Why? You know, many of you listening to me today will bear witness with me that many times you dream, you see yourself lying down. Like today, in the night today, I was in Nigeria, in my home. Whereas my body was lying down here in my house, in my bed. I went to bed by 11 a.m., 11 p.m. But when I lie down there, my spirit left. night, my spirit was home doing things. And when the time comes for my body to wake up, my spirit comes back into my body. That my spirit that went home today, it goes to different places. You can see that spirit going to America, you can see, but you are lying down at home. That is just like that. That is what God has opened man and to see that this is what life is. But many people that are foolish, they don't recognize that. That death is like sleep. When your spirit leaves your body, your spirit doesn't sleep. Your spirit doesn't get tired. Your spirit doesn't die. Therefore, your body is like your earth suit. I call it earth suit. The earth. What I mean by earth suit is like people going to the moon. You cannot go to the moon without a suit. So for you to be able to walk on this earth, you need the earth suit. And that is what it is. And when your time expires, that spirit man will leave the body and is going back to the Creator. And the Creator has said, you are going to give me account of how you live. How you live here, no matter whether you succeed or not. If you have lived without me, if you have rejected me and rejected the price my son paid for you, I have a place for people who did that. I don't care how much they have on earth. Their place is eternal woe, but that is not my will for anybody to be there. I created that place for the devil because of his disobedience. But he came to this earth to deceive many of you. That is why I sent my son Jesus to open your eye to know the truth. Because the truth, makes you free. To let you know that you are not just a human being that stays on earth alone. You are here on a mission. And for you to be successful, you must follow my own way. For you to be successful on earth and also succeed in eternity, you are going to follow my own way. Because if you follow your own way, you might succeed on what people call success on earth here. But when you come to a place where you are going to live eternity, you are going to be total failure. I said it to someone else, this one said, I don't care how much Bill Gates has. If he doesn't know Christ, he will regret it at the end. I'm saying that so that when he hears it, if he failed to do that, by the day it happens, he will say, yes, I had someone say this, and I know I could have listened. If people could buy life, millionaires, billionaires could have bought life. But because they cannot, that is where God said, look, I am God. So listen to me. So if you are going to be successful on earth today, and that success is going to lead you into eternal success, you must follow the way of the Creator. Because this is what he said in Hebrews 9:27. As it is appointed unto man once to die, but after this, the judgment. The judgment. So discovering your purpose in God is one of the keys, one of the principles of success. That is what I try to bring down here in this book. So in order to succeed, you must discover the purpose of God for your life. Why are you on earth today? Is it just to go to school, pursue a career, and live 80 to 100 years and die? Is that the end of creating you? Is that all? Trees are living 200, 300 years. Do you think that God will be so stupid to create a man to just live 80, 100 years and that is the end of that man? No, that is not true. You are going to live thousands of years in eternity and even back to this world because God said it and nobody can change it. So for me to be able to be successful, the first thing I got to do is to discover the purpose of God in my life. Because I don't want to be successful on my own. I remember, by the time I was young as a youth, one of my desires was either to be a politician or to be in business. My father always put it this way. It doesn't matter what you are going to be, you must go to school. After you have gone to school, at least get your first degree. Then you can go and do whatever you want to do, but you must go to school. So my desire have been, I want to be a politician. And I want to be a businessman. I could have succeeded the way I thought that is success. But I could have missed it. But when I discovered the purpose of God for my life, I have to make a choice. And that is where many people are caged. Oh, I've gone to school. I have this degree. I have this degree, yes. I love studying and have a lot of degrees and a lot of certificates. I just use that to keep my mind fresh. I always put it this way: if you want to be young in your mind, you read all the time. Read. Find something that you don't know and learn it. Read in terms of studies. But if you are going to succeed, discover first why God made you. When I discovered that God had called me to be a preacher, I tried to stop it. I tried to dodge it. I tried to reject it, because I have seen pastors, I have seen men of God suffer one thing or the other, give their lives to people, but nobody appreciates it. And one day the Lord appeared to me, said, I've called you by name. You like to follow me, you follow me. I know you by name. Face to face in a vision, Jesus himself. And when that vision left me, I said, all certificates, all business, all politics aside. Lord, not my will, but your will. And since that very day, one thing I enjoy today is internal peace. Knowing that I am fulfilling the purpose of God in my life. Knowing that no matter what happens today, when I come to eternity, I can be able to face the Master and say, yes, I have done what you sent me on earth to do. And not only that, in eternity, I come here to challenge you, to let you know that your success is wrapped in your purpose. The moment you discover the purpose of God for you, there is what I call divine direction and blessing. People struggle in life because they've not discovered their purpose. You see, God wraps your blessing in his purpose. And when you fulfill that purpose, blessing comes upon you automatically. Amen? I go on. I say, in order to succeed, you must discover the purpose of God. I continue. Why should trees, animals live 100 years and human will just live a short time, and that is all? Your journey begins on earth into eternity, and whatever you do with the purpose that is tagged on your life on earth here determines your success in eternity. It is your activity here on earth that determines whether you will succeed or fail in life. Death does not terminate your life, but death is a door into eternity for continuation. Just like the womb of a woman is the only entrance or door into the earth. God, the Creator, has planned for your life and my life and gave us the roadmap of how to succeed. Only his plan has value in eternity, which is why it is important to know his purpose and follow it. Otherwise, we may choose what we think that is valuable here on earth. But at the end of our journey, we discover that all we call success here was a waste of time, a waste of life, and unending perpetual failure in eternity. There is no second chance in eternity. The only chance we have is when we still have the bread of life in us. Billionaires, millionaires, great celebrities, presidents, kings, queens, professors, men and women, we still remember as successful people on earth today who stepped into eternity without the true success of the Creator, which is first Christ Jesus in your life, in their lives, and doing his will on earth, his purpose, are in a place of suffering in eternity. What I try to put here is this: that all these people we celebrate today, we put their names. They succeeded with what we call success. But if God can open our eyes to see where they are today, we will discover that they've lived a wasted life. We will discover that what we call success today is not true success. That a true success, the first success in a man's life, is Jesus Christ of Nazareth. He is the foundation of success. There is no man that can succeed without him. And we that have succeeded in having that Jesus in our life, the second step is discovering the reason why he saved you. The reason why he sent you into this world for the first time. It's amazing to me that many people in the church today, they sit down in the church for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, just feeding on what is coming out from the pulpit. And yet, enjoying the blessing, but never fulfill the purpose why God sent them. There are billionaires in church who are supposed to be in marketplaces. There are doctors in church who are supposed to be having hospitals, attending to people, blessing them, praying for them before even administering anything scientifically to them. There are politicians in the church today. But why are they sitting down there? Because they've not discovered the purpose of God. So they sit down, enjoy the blessing, and live all their life, years in the church, without ever stepping into the purpose of God. I said this before in our church. I said, look, the reason many people are in average level, the reason many people are not seeing the blessings of the Lord is because they've rejected to do the will of God. Your blessing, your success is wrapped in the will of God. And as you yield to that will, and as you continue to do His will and His purpose, that blessing that is wrapped in that purpose will start to affect your life and change your life. That's what Jesus said. He said, my reward is in my hand. I will reward every man according to his work. It didn't say according to his salvation. Though you will go to heaven, but you miss a lot, because everybody in heaven, they are not left, they are not in the same level. There are different places there. May God open your eye to see that. Why did God save you? That's my question today to every one of you listening to me. Have you ever sat down and said, what I am doing now, is it God that called me to do it? I told them recently, I said, look, you are not, if you die and God, you face this God, and God said, what do you do in my kingdom? You are not going to tell me, you know, God, I was the secretary of so PC company. God will tell you that doesn't belong to me. It wasn't my kingdom. The owner, I don't even know the owner. The owner is not mine. It's of the devil. Many of us will work for the hidden for years. Whereas God wants to bless you. God wants to give you that company if you can yield to His own will. Look at the Jews. Look at what He has done with them. It's a proof that our God, He owns the formula of success. He has the formula of success. When He met Joshua, what did He tell him? He gave him the formula. It's in one of the chapters of the book. Joshua, if you can keep this word in your mouth, if you can take this word, meditate on it, you are going to observe. You are going to see the purpose which I called you. And you are going to do that. When you do that, Joshua, you have made your way successful.